Well, I don't even know what to say. I've been here putting in all the hard work. I'm out here training up at Rabbit Ear. I believe I don't know what I did. It looks like I might have blown the rod. My motor is completely done. I guess it's time to try and find someone to drag me back to the van and load up and go home. Wow. I guess it's just not meant to be. Devastated. I don't even know what else to say. Thank you for everyone that was behind me and helping me out over the years. I said it was my last year. It ended a lot sooner than I wanted it to. And it looks like I'm heading back to work. Good. Whoa, dude, I've never seen that before. That's incredible. So this motor mount right here, there was so much torque when that rod broke, it busted one motor mount bolt, and it actually pulled the whole bottom end of the case half away, still attached to the motor mount. What I did was I set up a track out in the mountains. So yeah, landed off this double and it was a little bit soft, so I clicked the gear and ran the throttle wide open just to get the traction to the ground and just the torque from the motor when I landed. I think the rod just snapped at that time. I know it's the rod because I've got it in pieces in my van there. Broke both halves of my case, dropped all my antifreeze and oil out, and then had to get towed out of the mountains. I'm going to Colorado 10 days early so I can get at least 2 or 3 more days on the bike and do some elevation training and then flush my system out.
It really is it's the hardest sport. I've done them all. You're racing at 9,000 feet. There's a lot. It takes a lot of gas to walk up the hill to go get to staging, never mind to get around the track for 15 minutes.
I'm not out riding in minus 30. I'm a bit of a fair weather rider. And not only that, but you can't test to the levels of what it is that are required without a track. My goal today is to see if I can't make that bike over there actually run. This is my 2017. The motor's been apart. I put it back together. For whatever reason, it wouldn't fire up. And I got to pull some motor parts from this bike, put them into this bike. I'm going to try and make 1 out of 2 and make the best of it. And if I can do that, I'll jump back in my van and head back to Colorado. It's only another 17 hours, right? Just blitz that off like that. I've got to put my clutch pack back in this bike. I've got to put exhaust on it. I've got to swap out my swing arm, my forks, my whole snow bike kit itself. I need some motor parts out of this motor to go in that motor if they're any good, because this motor's done. So yeah, it's cut into my training time immensely. I'm not at the gym or doing yoga or cycling or riding. There's no replacement for time on the bike. I could do nothing at the gym and just ride, and you'd probably be better off. I've driven total of 3,588.4, and I got about 20 minutes on the bike, so yeah, I'm ready to go. Oh, really? Are you kidding me? Not sure what just happened in my kickstart mechanism. Wow. This is my life. Why me? This is where I thought I'd be having an issue, so why do you want to do this to me? I've got one bike down on the ground that fires if I only add fuel to it. I've swapped over all the electrical components as well as the fuel components, and I still have the same issue. Not sure. Yeah.
So the X Games, there's a pro class. Justyn would have to qualify in the pro class to make it to X Games, and then he would race.
The Snowmass Colorado course is a professionally groomed track at a similar elevation to the actual X Games track. It's designed to challenge the top contenders in the world of snow bike cross. Throughout the race days, there are numerous heats, and the top 3 riders from each day will go on to receive an invite to X Games.
We got it bolted back together about 8:30, 9 o'clock. We ended up loading up the van, driving straight through to Snowmass here, so we didn't get the 10 days practice in that we would have liked to got. We did get the bike going. We come up here to practice. We're just about ready to go up to the line, and my turbo bob's leaking. So my wife runs down to the pits, picked up our stock one, brought it back up here, and a few friends helped me out. We pulled it all apart, got up to the line, and went out for practice, and practice went pretty well. You know, I was the guy at riders meeting said, okay, well, you know, we don't have a gate here, which we don't ever so far yet, and that's one of the things I'm trying to push for in the snow bike races is that we do have a gate, especially for X Games, because it's the pinnacle of what we're doing in our sport. One of the things you're not able to do is creep the line or leave ahead of the other bikes. And so unfortunately, because I just rebuilt my motor and put a brand new clutch in it, if you don't have your brake on, your bike can creep forward. Well, the rule is that if your bike creeps across the line before the flag goes up as a start, you have to go then in behind one of the other riders and start in the second row. So here I am, not only with the challenges of, you know, motor issues, traveling 60 hours now, so I put on 6,000 kilometers. We get to the line thinking I'm feeling pretty good from practice, and I'm the guy that creeps the line and ends up having to go and start behind in the second row. But with the weather setting in, it just, you know, I think lack of sleep, some frustrations. The motos weren't as organized as I thought they were going to be, and it's no fault of anyone's. There's just a lack of communication. So I didn't have the best day, but we weren't injured. The bike stayed together, and so we're here. It's a new day. The sun looks like it's going to pop out, and hopefully we can lay down some good laps today and see what happens.
As well as the main heats, there is also a last chance qualifier, or LCQ. This is a bit of a free-for-all, where the riders are placed in 2 rows, based on their accumulated points in the other heats from the day.
Today turned out to be a lot better day. I had a really good start in my first heat and passed a few guys and ended up finishing up second. So that was a great run. Second moto went out and unfortunately I was a few seconds short of making it into the main for that. I went out for the LCQ, had a terrible start. Running through the LCQ and having to start in the second row wasn't really, where my mind was at. I'm 35 years older and the guy finished second in the main here, so hats off to Troy Harbatti and his group and his dad. Pretty awesome to see the young group coming through like that. He's a local kid from Manitoba and hats off to him for doing that. And so, yeah, great day. It's a good group of people. We're all basically family and it's a lot of fun.
Justyn is at his best when he has a goal and when he's working towards something and he's passionate about it. So qualifying for the X Games, I don't see this as being a make or break situation.
The X Games thing, and this is the difference in myself and maybe some of the younger guys out there, I'm not looking to create this as something where I need to go and get an income out of it. It would obviously be nice if I had a little bit more support in what I love to do and I'm passionate about, and I would love to carry this on for years.
I personally love riding with older guys and somebody who's experienced. You can learn a lot from them.
Maybe you're coaching some riders, which I do coach some young kids and have done very well at Loretta Lynn's, which is one of the largest amateur races in North America.
I first met Justyn, I think it was in Grunthal at a race, and ever since then he's taken us all over the country, all over North America. He's the main reason I'm where I am now.
So I feel good about some of the things I've been able to give back to the sport and the motocross side, and maybe that's going to now transpire into the snow bike side. It's so new here in specifically Manitoba. 4 or 5 years ago, you would go to a shack up at Revelstoke and you would see 0 snow bikes. 2 years ago when I went there, there would have been, 15 snowmobiles and 4 or 5 bikes. Last year when I was there, there's 20 sleds, there's 20 bikes. So my understanding is from the industry is that it's the fastest growing sport in the world, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
You guys been on these before?
No, first time. I've been racing pro for the last 3 years, but
So one thing I'm going to say is when you're up there, make sure you check your airbox. So if the bike can't breathe, it won't go anywhere.
if it's full of snow, you just
Just clear it out and you're ripping again, man.
sweet.
Yeah. Make sure your tether is connected. This guarantees the bike shuts off and derail.
Okay.
If you do have to flip it, just make sure your tether is disconnected. That way the bike's guaranteed to be shut off. Roll it this way.
Okay.
Sweet, man. Just pull up here.
I'll follow you.
He's so passionate about it. It's inspirational, honestly, and it makes me want to be the same way in a different aspect, I guess.
Regardless, he will carry on doing something, always working towards something.
There's a lot of detours, but if you're that passionate, there's no roadblocks.
So it's not about what you can't do, it's what you can do, and that's in any capacity in life.
And I've applied that to all of what I've done in my life.
So yeah, the one thing that you just want to keep an eye on or be wary of is that on a street bike or even on a motorbike, when you stop, automatically you put your foot down, right?
Yeah.
So as opposed to doing that on the snow bike, when you pull up to stop somewhere, just blip the throttle quick and drop the clutch and it'll make a little wee bit of a trench and you can just sit there on the bike.
Okay.
So you're getting the hang of it a bit, Sam, or what?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I think I might have
See,
to
I
move out
always
here.
want to go to stand up. You'll find you just want to try to sit back more.
Yeah.
Stay down.
I stood
It's
up
not
and
a
I
stand up.
almost went over the bars.
Yeah, and you're.
Oh, it's a hell of a lot heavier. That was the first thing I definitely noticed.
Heavier, yeah.
Definitely.
And then you don't really turn it, right? You
Yeah.
actually just lean the bike over, especially on the trail. And that's one of the things that's really tricky because, you know, on a street bike, it's easy. You got the gyro over the front wheel too, which
Yeah.
isn't there. And that's a big deal, especially when you're jumping these things. So when you jump them, they want to, you know, wheelie up basically, right?
This, even when you're just putting along, you have to lean it over.
Yeah. I figured it was about a 2-hour transition for me to actually say, okay, I get it. Because I thought, why did I come out here to race the Nationals? I'd never raced one of these things. I bolted it together. We had no snow. I'd never even seen a snow bike, and I signed up to come race the Canadian Nationals.
Yeah. Pretty good. You got third.
I got third in pro and won the mod class.
Yep, sir. You'll figure it all out.
It happens to the best of us. Even those racer guys crash.
Holy wow. Wow. And then I high-sided. I missed shift, so it didn't take off. Then I shifted because I didn't want you to get away. I've never ever high-sided one of these things. I was squirreled. It's all on camera.
That's perfect.
There's a lot of things that are out of our control, but there's certain things that are in your control. There's no roadblocks. It's just detours.